Hey everybody, Logan here. Yeah, I didn't see this coming, and well, thank you to a viewer of the channel named Jonathan on Instagram sent me a link to this, and I totally would have missed it otherwise. If you guys are familiar, I have reviewed the original version of this, and at first I liked it. Over the course of time, it's not that good. It hasn't held up. There are certain games I was having issues with when I was trying to play it, and then, well, the face buttons aren't as good as you may seem. I've been playing quite a few fighting games with it, and then I actually tried it with a shooter. To be honest, I can't remember, but it turns out the triggers are actually hot garbage, let's say. And that was the Victrix Pro BFG. I like it. Not enough to recommend it at this point in time. At first, it was great. If I had to make a video following up, I couldn't recommend it at that price point. I really think now, after using it as long as I have, the triggers are terrible. The face buttons need a little more work for long-term usage, and it turns out at some points there was a little bit of input delay that I didn't notice at first, or maybe it just started developing, and it happened in certain games and then other games it didn't. So I yeah, and I bought that Tekken special edition one, and now I'm eh, on it. So Victrix, Turtle Beach, formerly PDP, has released a new one for pre-order called the Victrix Pro BFG Reloaded. Let me show you here, and let's take a closer look and see if it's actually worth it. The price already makes me go, ouch. It's 210. If I'm not mistaken, the original one was like $10, $20 less. So it says Victrix Pro BFG Reloaded Wireless Modular Controller. The original one was modular, but yeah, do I think it was worth the money? No, it just felt a little cheap in the long run. I didn't mind the setup of the buttons and the fact that you could switch out the layout of the controller. It was fine. That's why I bought it, so I could use it for fighting games and shooters on PlayStation 5. Honestly, this doesn't look too much different at all from the standard Victrix Pro BFG. So let's go down here, and it says 3 customizable modules with built-in Hall effect technology, ergonomically enhanced 6-button fight pad module with Kyle micro switches. Not familiar with that type or brand. Let me know about it in the comment section below. I do know that there's somebody out there watching this that knows more about those. 5-stop Hall effect clutch triggers with hair trigger mode. That sounds much better. 4 mappable quick action buttons, 11 interchangeable components, built-in 3.5mm audio jack with premium Sony 3D audio, wired and wireless connectivity, up to 20-hour rechargeable battery, PlayStation officially licensed, free Victrix control, who cares? So it looks almost identical. So one thing that I've heard is the buttons are much better, but one thing it says Hall effect clutch triggers. What about the sticks? What about the sticks? Hall effect thumbsticks right there. Okay, thank you. That's better. Before you had to buy replacements for them, if I'm not mistaken. After I bought it, I was like, am I really going to spend the money to replace these? And I was like, eh. So, the design is still solid. I hope it feels better in the hand. That D-pad is utter garbage. I'm sorry, I tried to use it. There's something about the shape to it. It just didn't feel right. And the response time was not as good as the standard D-pad. I just swap it out for the standard D-pad. These were the face buttons I was actually having an issue with. I think they were raised a little too high on the previous one, and sliding your finger across could sometimes get caught on the sharper edges. I don't know, maybe it's just me, because a lot of people I know who do play fighting games, they don't go and lift their finger from one button to the next, like going, it's usually slide really quick. And yeah, I don't know, it just felt like it hampered the speed. But maybe that's just me. Let me know how you feel about those type of style buttons. So the fact that you can switch them out for the more rounded ones, that's fine. But the problem is you're still getting the standard PlayStation layout with the 4 buttons. Here they give you all 6, which is fine, but I wish that they rounded out the edges to make it a smoother roll from one button to the next. That was the thing, the smooth roll. I don't mind that they added the FPS sticks. I think those are great. This is the D-pad that I use. That one was okay. That one was better than that weird one that comes on here. Now the hexagonal gates, that's fine. It depends on the person and what you're playing. You do have your switches in the back and your 4 flappy paddles. Yes, flappy paddles. They're all flappy paddles. Why are people giving me crap for that lately? I'm like, that's my thing. That's my shtick. That's what I call it. I don't care what type of buttons they are. I've been calling flappy paddles since day one. And there's a story. So do I have to keep mentioning that? You got the rubberized grips. That's cool. The sticks, I still don't like those type of sticks. They shouldn't be smooth. I think that's a negative. The dongle's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mind. PS4, PS5, PC. That's still cool. You still have wired if you want even lower latency. You still have the Victrix Control Hub app. That's fine. Key features. Okay. 3 customizable modes. Function button, tournament lockout. Mode switch button for PS4, PS5, and PC. That's fine. Hall effect clutch triggers. 4 mappable quick button. Is that what they call hairline with trigger stops? Yeah, clutch triggers. Okay. 11 interchangeable components. That's cool. So it includes 4 thumbsticks, 2 standard concave, 1 short convex, 1 tall sniper stick, 3 D-pads, cross diamond circular, 4 gates, 2 circular, 2 octagonal, and a carry case. So very similar to what's already out. All right. I'm just hoping the big thing, it seems like they're doing an upcharge for Hall effect. So it looks like they've added Hall effect sticks, Hall effect triggers. I'm just hoping the build quality is better. The triggers look the same. Let's see. Can I find an image of the back that shows the actual triggers? Oh, let me find an image. Yeah, those are the same type of triggers. I just hope they feel a bit more solid, a bit better, sturdier plastic, if you will. Over a long course of time, it just felt super cheap. Okay, compatibility, technical specs. This is what I'm looking for. All right, 500 megahertz dual core ARM7 Victrix proprietary MCU firmware upgradable. Cool. Wireless compatibility, 30 feet. Wired compatibility, detachable 3mm braided cable. 3 meter, sorry. About 10 feet. 3 meters is about 10 feet. Yeah, something like that. 3.5mm 4-pole headset jack. Okay. 200 mAh up to 20 hours. Buttons. High response. Okay, so it says nothing about hertz. From my understanding, again, the PS5 doesn't support anything above 250 excuse me, 250 hertz. Like the Series X on standard is 250 hertz. Now it doesn't even say, does it say anything about 1000 hertz on PC? I don't think so. I don't see anything about 1000 hertz on PC. So keep that in mind. All right. $210. And you only get one. Nope, we get a second color. Okay, the white's got a clean look to it. I like the white and the purple. It stands out a little more. I don't know. I think the Victrix had plenty of other great color options. Like the Tekken and the Call of Duty ones had really nice colorways. So I don't know. At $210, the fact that they're allowing Klarna financing for a $210 controller, everything's just more expensive now. Is this controller worth it? I don't know, but it is anticipated to ship September 28th. So you have a month, almost 2 months altogether. I don't know. I don't think that $210 price, unless it really, really is an upgrade, and the only way to find out is to actually use it because visually it looks the same. I'm hoping the materials are better. Latency, it just says low latency. It doesn't give us any real numbers. So I guess that's all we can really go by. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. $210 seems a lot for a minute upgrade of Hall effect triggers and Hall effect sticks. But really, what other options do you have for PlayStation? And that seems to be the problem, that there really aren't any other options. And these companies like Nacon and Turtle Beach seem to be milking that. So with Xbox, you've got a lot of companies that make some pretty good stuff. Hall effect and, just straight up functionality, such as, PowerA and GameSir are just knocking out of the park with Hall effect and flappy paddles and claw buttons and all kinds of other fancy stuff. So, and PC compatibility. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'll decide whether or not I'm going to cover this one because the last one kind of kicked me in the teeth in the long run. I wasn't too happy with how it performs now. I've gone back to using just a regular DualSense on my PS5. The only reason I don't use the DualSense Edge more is because of the awful battery life. That's the only reason. Most of the time, if I do use it, I'm using it plugged in. That's it. So tell me what you guys think about this. Do you plan on getting it? What are your thoughts on the original BFG? Tell me if you've used it. I want to know. Drop in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary.